Folkies! It is more than time on this channel that we learn a polka. So today we're gonna learn a polka tune called Trippar etter Lars Mjåland from Åseral in Vest-Agder, southern Norway. It is a very blue tune, as you maybe already had guessed. Blue tunes, for people who are a bit lost about this, are tunes with blue notes, and blue notes are all the notes that you cannot play on a piano, so they are outside of the Western tempered chromatic scale. They are not playing out of tune. This is a very westernized and classical idea. They are just different scales. There are many scales that are not found within the classical tempered scale, and this tune is using one of these scales. Therefore, it is particularly suited for fiddles and family, for nyckelharpas if you retune the keyboard slightly, flutes, voice, and also guitar and so on. For the instruments that are not blue notes friendly, you can find in the description of this tune a link to a piano version of this tune played by Sverre Eftestøl, who is a folk and classical pianist and knows quite a lot about both. So it can give you ideas and tips about how to adapt this very blue tune to your instrument. Now let's get into this very fun tune to play. Okay, so we have two parts. First part goes like this. Without the double stops. The blue notes are these ones: G, in between G and G sharp. I usually also play F blue, so between F and F sharp. C, in between C and C sharp. Here to C sharp. Same thing. So we have G, F and C. Double stops would be mostly open strings, so A, E. We want this friction between the C blue and the E. And same thing. And double A. Due to the blue notes, I would not recommend this tune to beginners on fiddle and similar instruments where you have to learn how to put your fingers to get in tune. Because I think that it might mess up a little bit with your learning of the tempered scale, and as a teacher I think that learning the tempered scale first is probably the best, and then you can add blue notes. Just a suggestion, you do what you want. B part goes like this. Without the double stops. So this is a roll. This is exactly like the Celtic ornament roll. And I use an F blue here again, although we don't hear the details of the roll that much because it's so fast. C blue. Is that the two G's are different. The first one is lower than the second one, but then you can play the first one as a G and the second one as a G sharp, or G and G blue, or G blue and G sharp, or both blue, just one a little bit lower than the other. You can also think of this little ending as, if you want, or it's like you want. There is not really like a definite version. So the one you prefer, or you just change. With double stops we would have the easiest with open A, E, A, E, keep the B and the G, and double A. If you want something a tad more difficult, because you have a little bit more with the fingers and with the bow, you can do fifth on G and D strings, so you have A and E, and then the same thing. You can also play this tune with an A bass instead of a G, and then you have the A already for this. You don't need to do the fifth, you just play the open A string in that case. A little thing that is quite important in the B part, it is to give a lot of feeling of polka. For that you can give accents in these long notes. So you want this to wah on the backbeat. So this you can practice on open strings. Much easier on two strings, but also doable on one string. And you will use both weight from your hand and especially your index finger, and speed. So we kind of never do that in Scandinavian folk music, except in polka. So enjoy it and practice these accents, and it gives a lot of nice flavor to the tune. Now I will play the whole tune 3 times. First time slowly with ornaments but no double stops. Second time still slowly with double stops and ornaments. Third time full tempo with everything. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. hella fun to play. It's very catchy and it's nice to dance to as well. But I would tell you to be a bit careful about who listens to you when you play this tune. Because it's very blue and people who are not used to blue scales and blue notes in general might just think, ouch, my ears, this is completely out of tune. For the little story, I learned this tune in Mjåland with Mjåland, and the school administration just came to the class and asked us to play something for advertisement in a little movie, like a little film about the school. And we had just learned that tune, so very happily, grinning, we took our fiddles, lined up and started playing. Which was a very poor choice of tune now that I think back to it, because people who are not used to blue notes and blue harmonies and who have watched this little film from the school are probably thinking, oh my, this school is terrible, they're not teaching these students to play in tune, they have a terrible intonation, very, very bad school, very bad fiddle course. Yeah, that was maybe not the best idea to choose this particular tune for an advertisement film. And now that I think about it and I've mentioned it, by the way, I highly recommend Mjåland Folkhögskola. If you're looking for a place to learn fiddle stuff, that's the place to be. I have been there 1 year and it was absolutely amazing. You have great teachers, you have a lot of tradition and also people who come back, so like guest teachers and ancient students and this kind of stuff. Of course a bit less now because Corona, but it's still a very good place to learn a lot about fiddling. It's in Dalarna, you have teachers from pretty much all over Sweden and it's really high quality education and the place is wonderful. So Mjåland, definitely my home in my heart and I very much recommend. Also it's adapted to pretty much all levels, so you can be almost a complete beginner or a much more advanced player, you will still find stuff to learn there. That is all from me. I hope you liked this blueness for today. Please do all the like and subscribe and share stuff that is common on YouTube. Also don't forget to maybe supporting me on Patreon, at least following me there. I'm still not getting any money from advertisement, so nothing from YouTube. Patreon is therefore the only place to support me a bit more substantially. Thank you very much to my patrons, by the way. This tune was requested by my student and patron Rebecca. Hey Rebby, thank you for the idea. And that is all for me today. I will let you practice blue notes and have fun with music in general. Take care and I'll see you next time. Hey då!